Get ready for some fun, because today is going to be an absolutely amazing day.
Yesterday I was browsing through YouTube when I saw this video about American high school bathrooms created by Hilal. However, 2 seconds later, I scrolled down a little bit and found this video by Zars where he coincidentally thought of the exact same title and coincidentally designed the exact same thumbnail with the exact same text by coincidence, and even coincidentally placed the image in the exact same position by coincidence. And so I realized this must be a sign from God for me to join the club and complete the trifecta by coincidentally posting a video with the exact same title and thumbnail, even though I'm literally from Australia and cannot relate to anything that happens in American high school bathrooms at all. Things that happen in school bathrooms by Lone E.
School bathrooms. Man, school bathrooms have to be some sort of anomaly in our universe, cause the absolute strangest things are going on in them. Once you step foot in the bathroom, you don't know what to expect. So let's discuss the peculiar activities that occur in the school bathrooms. First off, let's just address how disgusting school bathrooms are. Bro, once you open the door and step foot into the bathrooms, your nostrils are immediately met with a stench mixed with dookie, piss, and farts so foul that it could kill somebody.
Okay, are you sure it's only dookie, piss, and farts? I guarantee there is an additional ingredient you have forgotten to mention. Whenever I stepped into my school bathroom back in the day, all I could smell, like I couldn't even smell piss, poo, or fart. The only smell that I could smell, it just cut through everything, was everyone's goon juice. And I went to an all-boys school as well, and so I don't know why everyone is just gooning in there.
That stench has me holding my breath and plugging my nose the majority of the time I'm in the bathroom. The bathroom floors are also always disgusting and littered with toilet paper and food wrappers. Like almost all bathrooms have these industrial sized garbage cans, and you're telling me dudes can't even throw their trash into it? Like how can you miss?
Oh yeah, I don't think my school bathrooms were like this because we had like a dedicated janitor like for the school that would like clean every single bathroom pretty periodically. Like I've seen images of this, like this is like American school bathrooms. I don't think this would ever occur at my school. I'm pretty sure the janitor would have found this and cleaned it up before anyone would use the bathroom. Because during class time, the janitor would go from like bathroom to bathroom cleaning it all up, so that by the time it was like recess and lunch, it was all clean.
Then you got the mirrors in the stalls always having engravings of drawings with either a knife or marker. Like whose emo ass is doing all that? And don't get me started on the toilets, bro. Students be leaving the toilets looking foul, bro. You'd walk in a stall and you'd look at the toilet bowl and see it unflushed with piss, poop, a mountain of toilet paper, and blood. And doo-doo stains on the seat. Like there's no way I'm using that stall, bro.
Wait, why is there blood on the toilet paper? Are you going through your period as a dude? Do men have a menstrual cycle? I don't think I bleed, although I haven't like tested it. Maybe I do bleed and it just like, you know, like solidifies, gets rock hard and becomes what is it called? It just sort of crusts. It crusts against my, not my lasagna. I don't have a lasagna. I have a dingling. But I'm not gonna lie, I may or may not have been guilty of doing this back in the day, but it wasn't on purpose, I don't think. Because sometimes I just wanted to see what would happen if we just sort of let it marinate, sort of like tea.
Like there's no way I'm using that stall, bro. I only went number 2 at school when it was an emergency. I usually always hold my poops throughout school until I got
that's
home
not
to
good.
poop, because I knew school bathrooms were nasty, and it's just more comfortable going number 2 at home rather than in a public bathroom. But if my stomach was hurting and I felt that gut-wrenching feeling in my abdomen, you best believe I'm using the school bathroom, or else I'm literally myself in the middle of class. There's no way I can hold that in for the rest of the day. And one time this exact situation happened to me. So I was chilling at lunch and I really needed to poo. So I went to the bathroom and opened the stall and bam, I saw the worst sight ever imaginable.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I think that was me. That may have been me. That may have been the piss marination experiment. Because just think about it. Like imagine like poop fermenting in piss. What happens? Nobody has actually tried that before. And so there has to be someone that has to, you know, take the first step, first leap, first step for mankind. And so I did that. We only did this once. It was just a bit of like a science experiment. But I mean, low-key, it's always kind of funny when you sort of like wait outside the bathroom, you see someone go in and then you see that they're taking a poop in the stall, and then you and your friends just run into the bathroom, start banging on the door, start screaming, just seeing what they say.
Bro, I almost puked, swear to God. I just slammed the stall shut and used another stall miles away from that one. Seeing that had me scarred for the rest of the day. I was seeing visions of the scene of the crime wherever I looked.
Really?
It was bad. Bro, people need to learn how to flush, bro. Like, it's really not that hard. And even when I get to poop in a semi-clean stall, tell me why the toilet paper is always so thin. Like, I'd be damn near using an entire roll of toilet paper just for one wipe.
Yeah, I unfortunately fell for this rookie mistake one time. I didn't realize how thin the toilet paper was gonna be. So when I wiped, I accidentally scooped up everything with my hand. But I mean, that's what they do in like third world countries, don't they? They eat with their right hand and they wipe with their left hand or something. But yeah, it's always a little bit awkward when like your finger like breaks through the toilet paper and accidentally goes up your ass.
Otherwise, that's gonna rip and... I mean, hey, at least I had some sort of entertainment while pooping in the form of drawings of on the stall doors and other drawings. Look at the stall door.
Someone drew a ding-a-ling on the door. Shut up.
And let's just mention the bathroom doorknob. Bro, when I would exit the bathroom, I would be doing anything but trying to touch that thing. You don't know what people are touching throughout the whole day. Our hands be contracting all sorts of bacteria as the day goes by. And you think I'm gonna open the bathroom doorknob?
Bro, but you haven't even mentioned the worst thing. When people go and poo, like they might accidentally wipe their ass with their hand and then not wash their hands and then open the door with that same hand. Because how many of you guys actually wash your hands in the toilet? Like me personally, I rinse it. I rinse it underwater, but I don't like proper wash it as if I'm some sort of like surgeon. And so that's why every single bathroom door should be constructed that when you go out of the thing, it's a push so that you can just use your elbow or shoulder.
So I would just either grab a bunch of toilet paper and use that as a barrier between my hand and the doorknob, or I'd use my feet to open the door, or I'd use my favorite method of all time, waiting. Now, the art of waiting takes a lot of skill and precision into it. So let me just educate you guys and bless you guys all with the methods that will help prevent you from touching that disgusting doorknob. So I would just stand there and wait.
What? Is this legit?
Till another student comes into the bathroom and I'd be like, yo, thanks, bro. And I'd walk right out of there. That's it. That's the whole method.
Bro, I've never heard of that method before. How is that even a real thing? Do people actually do this, or is this like a niche method? Has this been patched yet? Surely it's been patched by now.
Now let's discuss what the weirdos would do in the school bathrooms. So you got them bathroom menaces that would just terrorize people taking a deuce. Like these people would be banging on the stall doors, splashing water over the stalls, closing the lights, and doing anything to make people taking a feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, frick those guys. We hate those guys that bang on the door when people are taking a poo.
Here's an example.
Been so long since I caught someone.
So you want to play the quiet game with me, huh? Well, I'm always here. Now let me in.
These type of dudes would also wet up some toilet paper and roll it up into balls and throw them at the ceiling, making them stick, which is downright disgusting. Like, what if one of them falls in your head while you're trying to take a piss? Straight up menaces, bro.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna be completely honest here. I may or may not have been guilty of, you know, doing that thing where we throw it onto the roof, because I used to see so many of these things on the roof, and I always wondered, like, what would it feel like to get it to like stick up there? Because it sort of looked satisfying. I think that's the issue, because it just seems satisfying to just throw it up and it just sticks there. But then after I did it once, I realized that it was probably not a good thing to do. It's technically vandalism, and so I very quickly stopped doing it.
And then let's just talk about the weirdos that are just straight up out of pocket. There'd be some weird dudes that just be straight up pissing all over the bathroom floors. Like at my elementary school, dudes were pissing all over the floors, on the vents, and even in the station where you wash your hands. Like, come on, man. That's just taking it way too far.
Okay, let me just explain why we do this, okay? So, I like may or may not have allegedly been guilty of doing this, but basically, the issue is, like, you mentioned it beforehand, so sometimes you go into a stall, and it just smells so bad because someone has just taken a massive dump in there, and they haven't flushed the toilet. And then sometimes that is literally the only stall that's, like, available, and so you have to use it. And so basically, the way to get rid of the smell of poo is to sort of counter it with the smell of your own urine. And so the method is to, in GTA, piss on the floor, like around the toilet, so that it sort of, you know, rises the stench, and so it like sort of combats and overpowers the stench of the poo, so that peeing is actually bearable. But yeah, that's just like my explanation, my side of the story. I know it's probably not valid. Like, yeah, it's definitely not valid, but you gotta understand, like, the poo smelled so bad to the point where, like, I literally almost had no choice. Like, this is the only way to get rid of the poo smell.
And I can't be the only one who doesn't trust the soap dispensers, because I've heard stories of weird kids doing unspeakable things to the soap dispensers that I don't even want to say. Like, I still use the soap, but I'm just a little sketched out, because what am I gonna do? Pack a bottle of soap to school? You know what? Maybe I should do that. That sounds like a...
Wait, I think I just clocked. what he meant. So the guy over here is holding glue, but I don't think like they're gonna put glue, like literal glue, into the soap dispenser. In this other hand, he's holding Vaseline moisturizer. And so I think what happens is that people remove the box of soap from the soap dispenser, take it into a stall, goon into it until it's, you know, all the way full to the brim, and then put it back into the soap dispenser. And when people press it for soap, it's sort of like the same texture as soap. Like goon juice is roughly the same texture as soap. And so people don't even realize they're washing their hands with someone's goon juice.
And then you have the kids who be pulling their entire pants down to their ankles just to pee. I think you know who I'm talking about. But one time I really needed to pee and I went to the bathroom, and as soon as I opened that door, I saw a dude's bare cheeks at the urinal and I just instantly left. Like, I didn't need to pee no more, bro.
But like, can you really blame them though? Because like, in my experience, in my personal experience, just anecdotally, and I don't mean to, you know, like stereotype or sort of spread what is the word? But basically, every single time we had an international student at my high school, he would always, you know, pull his pants all the way down to the ankles whenever he peed. Even in the change rooms, when we're sort of like switching into like sports uniforms and stuff, they would always strip butt naked and pull everything on from scratch rather than doing one at a time. Like, you know, taking off your shirt, putting on the new shirt, taking off your pants, putting on the new pants. Just take everything off and then put everything back on.
And I've never witnessed this, but dudes be choking the chicken in the bathroom. Like, man, some of you guys need to chill. Like, y'all can't wait until you get home to do that? Like, it's gotta be in school?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I've always been confused about this as well. I've heard it, and like, yeah, I've heard of it, and I've heard it happen in the stores. Like, I was literally taking a poo. Someone was, you know, rapidly applauding a, I don't know, something that they were watching on their phone. But me personally, I don't think I would ever do this in a million years, even if there was like a hot Asian baddie goth mummy Asian with massive mummy milkers at school. I don't think I'd do that.
And sometimes you have people who be spending their entire lunchtime in the bathroom stalls. Like,
What?
please choose somewhere else to eat your lunch, bro. Like, I'm telling you this for your own safety.
poo particles.
Because it cannot be healthy to be breathing in all that doo-doo air for a
poo
whole
particles.
hour.
And
It's
you're
gotta
eating
take
it.
at least 5 years off your lifespan if you're doing it consistently every day.
Jesus.
Like, just eat in the hallways or a classroom for your own safety, man. Now let's discuss the activities that occur in the school bathrooms. You would have kids skipping class to go to the bathroom just to spark it up in there with their homies. Same goes for the kids who vape, and that bathroom would just be completely hotboxed.
Yeah, I've sort of heard of this. Like, we were doing the ranking school confessions forms, and some of you guys said that like the bathrooms are unbearable in America because it's just, you know, filled with a lot of like vape juice and all that stuff. Like, surely there are fire alarms in the bathroom, right? That would actually be unbearable if this was like the only bathroom on like your floor of like the building, whatever like school you go to, and every time you needed to go to the bathroom, you were forced to inhale all of the vape juice and everything. I think me personally, if this happened at my school, I would just pee in a corner, pee in a bin, pee in the sink outside, pee in the water fountain, or maybe you can just like pee behind like a tree or something.
And of course, we can't forget the fights that happen. Kids would be straight up having a fight club in the bathrooms with an entire crowd watching them brawl it out like it was KSI versus Logan Paul.
Yeah, we had this at our school as well, but instead it was in the sort of like locker room, like the change rooms instead of like the bathrooms, because our change rooms were so big, like they were like unnecessarily big. Like you could probably fit a whole classroom into our like locker rooms and change rooms. But I'm pretty sure the reason why all the fight clubs are in the bathrooms is because the teachers, I think legally they're not allowed to enter the bathrooms if it's like at a school or something, because I remember none of our teachers would ever dare to go inside any of like the change rooms or like bathrooms or anything. And so maybe this is their way of like getting away with like fighting without, you know, getting in trouble if they did it outside.
And the news of the fight happening would spread across the school like wildfire. And you would always have the kids who record the fights, but it's always recording the worst angles and like in 180p. The dudes recording the fights really need to step their game up and show up with one of these so we
What?
can get some 4K footage of the school fights. Then you got the kids who be starting up a barbershop in the bathroom.
Oh, yeah,
These
we
kids
have
would be giving other kids some fresh cuts in the bathrooms and getting people right with the fades, or he'd be absolutely doing people dirty with the cuts.
Well, I mean, they got to start somewhere. I'm pretty sure the only reason why people do this in high school is because, like, they don't have any other people to practice on. Because at some point, they're going to run out of people. Like, they do it on their dad, their brother, their cousins, and then what? Like, they don't have any other chance to practice. And so instead, they just offer free haircuts in the bathroom to practice on, like, all the students. Like, at my school, all the barbers never charged anyone any money for it.
Dude was really on his entrepreneur grind set at school. Now let's talk about how TikTok absolutely made school bathrooms worse. You'd have those kids who'd be recording TikTok dances in the bathrooms. Like, come on, man. I'd rather see the group of stoners and vapors than those kids doing their TikTok dance as I walk by them to take a piss while cringing. Just ruining my day for no reason. Then you have the school thought giving free vocal lessons to everyone. And then you have
wait, free vocal lessons, okay? And so I assume what happens is that the school thought gives everyone such violent head that they start screaming like they're the next Michael Jackson.
And then you have the infamous TikTok trends that took over the school bathrooms. People were really having bathroom functions and concerts in there. Like, who would partake in such a thing? Okay, you got me. I was one of the bathroom function attendees. So at my school, people were planning a bathroom function for the last day of school. And you know, a bunch of dudes pulled up to the bathroom and we were getting turned in there. But then teachers and the hall monitor found out fast and we all had to disperse and dip out of there. And the people who set it up got in trouble. Here's some footage of it.
I'm the biggest bird.
Wow.
I'm the biggest bird.
Okay, I already graduated high school by the time this was a trend, but if this was a trend back when I was in high school, I feel like I definitely would partake in this, potentially, hypothetically, in GTA. Like, it's kind of harmless, low-key. Like, it's a little bit disruptive to the people who actually need to go to the toilet, but if nobody's using the toilet, it's much better to have a party in the bathroom rather than, you know, outside in the corridor and, like, disturb everyone.
Then the principal made an announcement on the speakers. So it has come to our attention that there has been this thing going on in the school bathrooms called bathroom functions. Yeah, this is just unacceptable behavior, and this does not represent what being a student at our school is.
Man, shut your ass up.
Yeah, the bathroom function trend was a 10 out of 10. But now let's discuss the devious lick trend.
Oh my god.
Now this trend was just straight up out of pocket. People were really stealing items in the bathrooms. Like, it did not matter what it was. Toilet paper, soap dispensers, urinals, toilets. Hell, they might have even taken the entire bathroom itself. Everything was fair game to the devious lickers. Then these people would get home and record a TikTok of their loot.
Yeah, and
like,
then incriminate themselves.
What are you gonna do with a broken soap dispenser and toilet, bro?
Well, I mean, it doesn't hurt to have a backup toilet. Like, I mean, in case you have such explosive diarrhea that you shatter your main toilet, then you can just sort of hop on the alt toilet. Like, everyone has like an alt account for like everything, right?
This trend had the principal on his knees begging on the school announcements for people to stop. Guys, please stop this devious lick thing. We have no toilets left in the bathrooms.
What?
We have nowhere to take a dump.
Just do
I
it.
took a dump in the sink.
Bro, you can just do it caveman style, like back in the day. Like, bro, do you think they had toilets back in 100 BC? How do you think they went to the toilet? Do you think they just sucked it back up and absorbed it into their skin? But anyways, girls don't poop, and so it only affects the dudes, and the dudes can just suck it up. They can just handle it. They can just poop on the floor.
Then after the school complaints, people were really trying to atone for their sins with angelic yields.
Oh my-
and
yeah,
they would
this-
start donating to the school bathrooms. Dudes were really giving toilet paper, hand sanitizer, and even TVs, bro. Thinking
What?
that's gonna atone for their
TVs?
wrongdoings. The damage has already been done. Then you got the people who are just straight up destroying the bathrooms
Whoa.
and breaking toilets, mirrors, and urinals. Like, come on, man. No wonder the school bathrooms are always dirty, because of all the atrocities that kids are committing in them, making the janitors not want to clean up all that crap. Like, if I was a janitor and walked into the bathroom and saw it like this, I'm straight up quitting on the spot, or I'm complaining to whoever runs the school for a raise, or it's on site. Bro, janitors don't get paid enough to deal with all this crap.
Okay, well, if you don't want to clean it up, then we'll just fire you and hire some random other guy to replace you. Bro, I'm pretty sure the reason why people destroy stuff in the toilets is because school is just so inherently boring that, like, this is the only fun we get to have at school. Because, like, outside of school, we play video games for entertainment, but during school, we can't really do that, and so our only form of entertainment is to, like, explode the skibbity toilet.